Do you feel more at home in a relaxed, neutral outfit, or are you the sort of person that likes to turn heads with a bold statement piece? Either way, whether you are team maximalism, minimalism, or maybe even somewhere in between, today we're going to break it down to see maybe which style suits you best. Let's get started. Hi my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today, if you are new, I want to say welcome. My name is Rachel. We do everything styling, lifestyle and fashion on this channel. So if you're new, whether it was the title or the thumbnail that brought you here, welcome. And of course, if you've been here before, hey my loves. We're getting into another one. We are back. I hope you guys have been well. And like I said, let's get started. So what do we mean by minimalism and maximalism? I recently did a trends video, which if you haven't watched, I will put in the cards above for you guys and link where I can. And towards the end of the video, one of the trends that I spoke about was maximalism. Maximalism has come back full force, which is not a shock because I feel like when it comes to fashion or just anything that a trend can affect, everything is really, really cyclical. So we've seen, you know, the minimalism, we've seen the quiet luxury, we've seen the really simple outfits. And now maximalism has come back full force. But with that being said, let's start with minimalism. That's the one I would say we are more used to, or the ones we've seen a bit more recently if we're talking for styling and fashion. And minimalism in a nutshell is in the name. It's all about being minimal. So we're thinking really, really sleek lines, simple outfits, tailored pieces, neutral colors. And if you've watched any content to do with capsule wardrobes or anything like that, you will know minimalism is something that aligns with that, and it's usually spoken about. So it's having the neutral colors that work together, having the really simple pieces that if you're on the go, all of that stuff comes together. And then maximalism, which is on the complete end of the spectrum, opposite end of minimalism, we're talking bold. I would say maximalism is all about expressing yourself. So whether it's layering pieces, whether it's accessorizing, it's all about bringing outfits or items together to make the outfit yours and really, really putting your stamp on it. Maximalism is all about self-expression. So whether it is mixing the colors, going against the grain, doing things a little bit different, pairing things together that maybe are unconventional to pair together. It's all about, as I said, putting your stamp on an outfit and just not giving a heck, really. And the thing I would say I love about maximalism is it does tell a story. You can see the intention behind it. And I think even as someone who is, you know, very into neutrals and stuff, maximalism is interesting because it allows you to do things a bit differently. If anyone's been on my channel before, you know me and accessorizing with jewelry. We go together real bad, and I'm always talking about how jewelry can really elevate an outfit. And so with that being said, I'm really happy to introduce the sponsor of this portion of the video, which is Italo Jewelry. You guys have probably heard of them before, but if you have not, Italo Jewelry are all about designing with love. That's literally their slogan. And they kindly gifted me with two gorgeous pieces, which I'm wearing both now actually. And the thing I really liked about what they offer is the fact that you can really mix and match what you want. The fact that they're thinking about, their whole thing is about gifting with love and gifting with intention. And so they're always thinking about ways to mix and match different stones, different metals to really put your stamp on that piece. As I mentioned, jewelry is a fantastic way to sort of elevate an outfit. And with the range of items that they have on their website, I think this is a really good one for you guys to check out. I will put any details I have in the description box, but as I've mentioned, from the gorgeous packaging to the pieces as well, I think this could be a really nice one because, you know, Valentine's Day is around the corner. Or maybe you just want to gift yourself. They do have really, really lovely packaging, which I'll be showing you as I'm talking through these items anyway. But the other thing I like about jewelry when it comes to accessorizing, especially if we're talking maximalism, is you don't have to wear certain pieces that are meant for certain occasions only in that space. So this really gorgeous sort of like tennis necklace that I have, it's obviously a bit more formal, but like you can make it super, super casual and just wear your jewelry when you want to. With that being said, as I mentioned, Italo are sponsoring this portion of this video. So I want to say shout out to them again. Thank you very, very much for gifting me with these gorgeous pieces. And I will leave all the details in the description box for you guys. Now, off the back of mentioning accessories and jewelry and just thinking about minimalism and maximalism, I want you guys to remember that this is going to encompass everything and anything that you use to build your outfit day to day. So yes, it is the clothes, but it's also the shoes, the bags, the general accessories, so on and so forth. I feel like there was a point in time where minimalism was seen to be the ideal, and it really, really was almost like pushed. But there are pros and cons for either or. And let's start with minimalism. Now, one of the biggest perks with minimalist fashion and styling and just a lifestyle is it's really, really easy to organize and maintain. Now, if you think back to what I was saying about having a capsule wardrobe, if you are trying to be a true minimalist and you have, let's say, 20 to 30 items in your wardrobe, in the grand scheme of things, you know how to wash those items, how to look after them, whether you are going to take it to the dry cleaners or not, the cost and the effectiveness is really, really there. Another good thing is it just saves time. If you're going to be a minimalist, the idea of decisions fatigue just doesn't really exist anymore, because you know the majority of your wardrobe works together, whether it's color, silhouette, all of that. And so it does sort of make it really easier to maintain and just get your outfits together really, really quickly. With fewer pieces, you are going to spend less time deciding what to wear. And ultimately, it's just not going to be as big of a factor to consider on a day-to-day. Now, with that said, as I mentioned, each has their pros and cons. And one of the cons I would say for minimalism, which I found as well personally, is it can be a little bit restrictive. Again, if I'm going back to this example of a capsule wardrobe, if you're literally going by that and only having 20 to 30 items, including accessories and things like that, that is a very small wardrobe, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just found, as someone who does really like to, you know, tell a story, make a bit of a statement sometimes, that size of a wardrobe, and granted you can flex it a little bit, just doesn't really work for me. So I'm kind of like minimalism with a twist. But again, if you are considering maybe going down into that avenue, that is something to think about. You will have less to work with, but that can be a good thing or possibly a bad thing as well. And then now on to maximalism. As I've mentioned earlier, one of the key things with maximalism that I love is just the creativity that comes with it. You have endless options. Now, if you are at that stage where you're trying to find out your personal style, you're just about building your wardrobe, then honestly, I don't know if I could necessarily promote maximalism, because again, it gives you so many options, which again, could be a good thing or a bad thing, but let's stick with the pros for now. We've mentioned the con of minimalism feeling a little bit restrictive, could be repetitive. You're on the complete opposite end of the spectrum of that when it comes to maximalism. You have a lot to play with. Again, accessories, pairing things together, layering items together really opens up a different world of possibilities when it comes to building outfits. You can literally mix and match to your heart's content, and no two outfits will ever look the same. And for me, I do think that can be quite fun. Encouraging creativity in that sense also bodes really well when you are on Pinterest, you are on the social media platforms, and you just get to see how different people wear statement or staple pieces in your wardrobe and how they play around with it, which I do think can be really, really inspiring as well. But on the flip side, if you haven't done your wardrobe inventory, if you haven't decluttered, if you haven't really come to grasp with what you have in your wardrobe, then trying to live essentially a maximalist lifestyle can be really, really overwhelming. It is that issue of having too many options, being overwhelmed, not knowing what to put together, not knowing what to wear on different occasions, on different days, so on and so forth. And then even from a practical perspective, having too many items obviously takes up too much space, or can take up too much space. So it's that thing of feeling comfortable in your space. Do you have adequate storage to store everything properly and just be able to see everything that you have? Because at least for me, if I can't see it, I do not think about it. And so again, it's that idea of just a bit of a balance, which is why some people will fall happily in between these two categories. Okay, so you're thinking, well, Rachel, you said we're going to try and work out which one I may be between minimalism, maximalism, or maybe in between. So I've got 3 questions for you all to really work out which one may suit your lifestyle and which one may suit you. So how do we decide which one is right for yourself? 3 questions. What feels most like you? And this is why I mentioned in my trends video that although you may be privy to the trends, although you may, you know, have all the information, all the options in the world, on a day-to-day or just in any given moment, what makes you feel the best? What makes you feel the most polished? What makes you feel the most put together? And it's really interesting because even asking yourself that question, you may already associate certain words with minimalism or maximalism. Being really, really polished, I think, is definitely something that is in alignment with minimalism. At least that's how it's spoken about. But you can definitely be a polished maximalist. So do think of that. And also consider the biases that you may have when you're asking yourself these questions. Secondly, what fits your lifestyle? I speak about this so many times on my channel, whether it's in my hauls, the trends videos, whatever it may be. You have to cater your wardrobe, or you have to curate your wardrobe, sorry, to fit you and your lifestyle. Are you someone that's always on the go? Do you need everything to work together? Do you physically not have the space to have many items, to experiment and really just play around with a range of pieces? Or on the flip side, are you someone who thrives off of experimenting? Are you the sort of person where you enjoy picking a piece and seeing 10 different ways that you can style it? And that can again be for either or. Or are you the sort of person who, you know, you need everything to work together, you need a really condensed wardrobe, and you just need to be able to go and not think about your outfits? If you love experimenting and expressing yourself, maximalism could be your thing. And I would say if you're the sort of person that needs simplicity, you need things to work, you don't have the capacity to think about your outfit on a day-to-day, and you just need to know that whatever top and bottom you grab works together, then you may be leaning into minimalism. And then third and finally, what is your budget? So if we consider minimalism, it's definitely leaning into buying quality pieces that will last, stand the test of time. Again, I mentioned this in my video about building a sustainable wardrobe. For a minimalist sort of styling or lifestyle, you are definitely picking pieces where you don't mind breaking the bank a little bit, because you know you will get your cost per wear, but it's definitely about having quality over quantity. Now, I will say the caveat to all of this is, even from a maximalist perspective, I will always promote buying pieces that are a good quality. But if you're thinking about your budget, living a sort of maximalist lifestyle means you maybe have a little bit more wiggle room to play around with statement pieces that, yeah, actually you can't grab day to day, but it's still a great piece, and you know when that occasion arises or when that mood arises, you can reach and grab for that item. Maximalism, in my opinion, would probably mean buying more statement pieces, buying pieces that maybe you can't wear in every season or every point of the year, and you have a bit more flexibility with expanding your wardrobe because maybe you do have the basics and you want to play around a little bit more. Now let's put this into action. I recently discovered that, and I've said on my channel a few times actually, so not recently, I am definitely in that space where I'm kind of like maximalist leaning, in a sense of when I think about my wardrobe as a collective, when I think about where I'm at in my styling journey, I've got the staples, I've got the basics, and I'm really leaning into buying some staple pieces or items that just help me accentuate my outfit and my wardrobe. I will say, for me, it's not so much prints and colors, although I have been loving leopard print and cow print, which I've got some pieces for you. It's also been just picking pieces that let me really jazz up my silhouette. So I've got a few pieces to show you guys that I picked up over the space of the last few weeks, if so. We're gonna go through that, so a little mini haul for you guys, and I'm gonna essentially say why I've picked up these pieces and why for me they work. Now, because we are still in the winter season, I'm not playing about my outerwear, and I picked up this coat, which I am still doing my no by January, so this was last year, just saying. But I picked up this coat from H&M, and my goodness, I adore it. If we're considering whether this would be a minimalist or a maximalist piece, I would say this is maximalist leaning because of the texture the coat has. Again, if you're thinking about minimalism, there is this idea of simplicity. And yes, it is a neutral color, but the texture definitely would help elevate the outfit that I'm wearing it with. I've always mentioned on my channel that wearing outerwear, that having outerwear that makes a statement is a consideration, because it really can just make or break your fit. Same thing with shoes as well. It's really good to think about your main outfit, so to speak, but what you finish that outfit off with will really make a difference. Love this coat from H&M. It is pretty much a mid-daxi length. I will be doing the try on for you guys as well, but the reason I love this coat is because even if I'm wearing a super simple outfit, so the foundation is simple, this just helps it take it to the other side. And then, as you guys know, I always accessorize, I always have my jewelry, so when someone looks at me, you may think, okay, sleek, put together, but at the end of the day, I do accessorize a lot. So that's where I think my maximalism element comes from. I will leave all the details below, by the way, my loves. Prices and all of that stuff will be in the description box, so make sure you check it out. Another piece I picked up from H&M, which I'm kind of on the cusp of whether I would say this is either or if we're talking minimalism, maximalism. Let me know what you think below. The reason I love these shoes are the shape, that square with this sort of exaggerated point there. And then you have these really interesting sort of like trapeze heels. So it's a nice low length, which is, as I said, guys, we're not doing the high heels anymore. They're satin. And again, if I was thinking about wearing this with an outfit, although they are low heels, they just make a statement. And I think that's something to be said for a lot of the pieces I'm going to show you. In one way or another, they make a statement, which again, if you're thinking about the description, leans into maximalism a little bit more. So yeah, these shoes, gorgeous. I know they have them in red. These are from H&M as well. And I picked them up true to size, and ooh, that coat I picked up in a medium because it runs big. And I'm so glad I did. So yeah, that was another piece that I picked up. And then third and finally from H&M, these boots. Recently, I was wearing my pointed sort of Mary Janes. Again, if you've been on my channel, you know the ones I'm talking about. But if you don't, they're from ASOS. I'll try and find them and link them below. I was like, do you know what? Love those shoes down, but it's cold. And so I really wanted a boot that would give me an extreme point that I could still wear with my outfits that I would basically have worn those shoes with. These are perfect. I'm hoping you can see that they lean into like the Western theme, so sort of like the cowboy energy and whatnot, but there is little to no detailing apart from sort of that embroidered stitch detailing on the side here. You really don't have a lot going on, which I love, because even if I didn't want to wear this sort of hidden under my trousers and stuff, it is still a vibe. I love the length. I love the little details here, which you've got on both sides. Again, the heel height is minimal. It does still give you a little bit of, you know, pep in your step, but it's super, super comfortable. I've worn these for hours on end, and I've worn them so much that they started creasing, which is my bad because I really stay just bending my foot and whatnot. But yeah, adore these. Again, pick them up from H&M. I picked these up in a Euro 38, which is a UK 5, so I went up a size. And I would suggest doing so because that point is quite extreme. But again, it's a statement because that point, sickening. Not H&M basically dominating this portion of the video. Not sponsored, by the way. But these shoes, I'm going to show you two pairs of shoes really quickly that I picked up some time ago now. And again, if we're talking statement, something to just jazz up an outfit, I feel like these shoes are the epitome of that. So I picked up these mules because I really love mules. I think they are so comfortable. They're so easy to wear with your outfit. And I really love these ones because that fluffiness is bound to get the girlies talking. It's bound to get you noticed. It's a statement. Only thing I can say is I live in the UK and it rains a lot. So I have not had the pleasure of wearing these out just yet, but I know their time is coming, especially as we get into spring. And then these shoes I thought were absolutely gorgeous because again, if you're going to wear it with long or wide leg trousers, which I've mentioned are one of my staples. So again, if you haven't watched that video, I'll put the cards there for you. I think they are just gorgeous. If they peek out a little bit, you still got the detailing just there. They're comfortable. They've got a bit of cushioning. And both of these I got true to size. So that is a UK size 4, Euro 37. But you get what I mean? Statement pieces. I could have kept it really, really simple, but it's just a nice way to jazz up an outfit. If you have not watched my Zara sale haul video, where have you been and what are you doing, first and foremost? And also, if you haven't subscribed, just do so, please. But again, if we're talking statement pieces, a really good example is this bag right here. And I know this will be a Marmite bag. It was originally $69.99. I think I managed to get it for about half that price, if not less. And it is this gorgeous statement sort of tassel bag. Adore it. Thinking about wearing it with like an all black outfit or white, or you could even do some color clashing a little bit. I just think this says everything it needs to. And this is the thing to consider if you maybe want to be slap bang in the middle of being a minimalist and a maximalist. You can have a predominantly neutral wardrobe and just have statement pieces and accessories, which I think is the easiest and probably the most inexpensive way to do it. And it's kind of how I started, if anything. So yeah, bags are such an easy way to do that. Another consideration you want to think of when you're just wondering how to tie your outfit together, because bags, shoes, and your general accessories can really, really make or break your outfit. At this stage, you would think they sponsored me to talk about these shoes, but I promise I pay for them myself. These shoes are gorgeous. I don't need to say it again, but if we're just thinking of, you know, making a statement, these shoes are the sort of cow hair shoes in this brown and cream colorway. Again, with the exaggerated square, which I think already from a silhouette perspective says a lot. This is such an easy way to jazz up an outfit. Love the texture, love the print. So you've kind of got a double whammy there with the texture and the print, both saying something. And the shape as well, I think actually is probably 3 for 3 on that. Really, really comfortable loafers, as I've mentioned in my trend video. Any sort of streamlined shoes or just like low shoes are definitely in. And so this just ticks a lot of boxes for me and for what's trending right now as well. And then last but not least, something else I picked up that I don't think I've actually shown you guys are these keychains. Or the keychains, key bag charms is what I was going for. They list them as key rings, that's why I got confused, but they are bag charms, which again, if we're thinking maximalism, a minimalist is not going to be looking at this. And I don't want to be so black and white and sort of judge that, but if we're just thinking the core of what you may do or what your wardrobe would look like, accessories would be down to a minimum. We might be thinking dainty jewelry, you're not really accessorizing where you don't need to. So things like that. So little details like this, which we have been seeing trending all over socials from, I would say about mid to early last year, is a really easy way to, again, just add your stamp onto an outfit. Ways to sort of put your personality into your outfit. So yeah, these charms I got from Zara. Again, they were on sale. So check them out if you do want to, but I know you can get them from so many other places as well. So my darlings, I've done a haul essentially of what are the recent pieces that I've picked up. But I'm curious to know at this stage in the video now, with the 3 questions that you've asked yourself, do you think you're team minimalism, maximalism, or are you like me where you're both and you're sort of in the middle or maybe experimenting with either or? Let me know in the comments below. If you're curious about diving into either or, I've already done some videos on my channel with regards to building a sustainable wardrobe. If you're starting out or if you're just dabbling with trends, I've also done a video on that. So be sure to check out the existing videos on my channel, but there will be more, as I've said already. If you have made it to the end of the video, my loves, leave a circle or triangle emoji in the comment section. Let's say circle if you feel like you're a maximalist and triangle if you feel like you're a minimalist, and explain why you think you're either or maybe which one you're playing around with. Like I said, you don't have to be on either side of the spectrum. You could be nice, slap bang in the middle, or somewhere in between. So it'd be interesting to know what you guys think. I've got many more videos on my channel to come. As I've mentioned, my loves, there will always be a video Sunday 7 p.m, but I have more coming during the week and during the month. So turn on your bell and subscribe if you are here and you've made it to this point. Especially just click that little button down there. Check the cards and the description box, my loves, for any links and details that I have. Thank you again to Italo Jewelry for gifting me with some gorgeous pieces, and we go again soon, huns. Till the next one, stay well, stay blessed, good vibes only, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.